we all love horror movies. Most of us love horror movies. And if you love horror movies, you really love horror movies. There's always somebody like chasing someone, or there's always a situation where, like, no matter how hard you try to get out, no matter what you do, you're trapped. You can't escape, destined for doom, that sort of thing. That's a reflection. Those creations of movies are a reflection of our psyche, of the part of us that says, you're never going to be good enough, you're unworthy, you can't do it, you can't ever change. When we're in these habitual neural pathway patterns and we try to change, and then like we fall back into the old habits because it's too intense for us, it's the unknown is too scary. Focus on the side that's going to say, you can absolutely do it, you can change, there's nothing you can't do, you're the creator, you're infinite, because you are. Hey everyone, and welcome. I'm Val Mason. In today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about a dream that I had last night about our relationship with ourselves and all of life, and also the importance of intention. I had I had many dreams last night, but a part of one of the dreams was the only people left on Earth were myself and a handful of others. And we were walking through the forest. And by the way, this didn't feel catastrophic. I mean, a lot of times apocalyptic dreams can feel like the end, like doom. If you've ever had a dream about like the world flooding, a great flood, and it was the end of your life, it was over, or an asteroid like moments away from impact on Earth, what these actually are memories from past lives. So you might want to think about that if you've ever had those kind of super like doom-packed apocalyptic dreams. But anyway, in this dream, we were walking through the forest, and I had a piece of trash, and it wasn't the way that I felt, but a thought came over me. I was like, toss the trash, you're the only people left on Earth. And I just remember thinking, no way, I would never toss this piece of trash on Mother Earth. I put it in my pocket, and it either dies with me or I dispose of it in some other responsible way. But what that was my care for Earth, my relationship with Earth. She's my mother, she's my baby. I would never soil her intentionally. And so really what that is even deeper is a reflection of my relationship with myself, because I monitor what I put in my body, I monitor what I read, I monitor what I watch, I monitor the content and the voices that I soak in. So and I just want to go ahead and point something out here. I want to go ahead and talk about the things that we watch, being it's spooky season. We all love horror movies. Most of us love horror movies. And if you love horror movies, you really love horror movies. And, I just want to say to really monitor how much horror and darkness that you're indulging this season. And I want to go ahead and say, you might want to go ahead and take 60 or even 70% of everything you watch, read, listen to be more on the positive, encouraging, hopeful, heroic, loving, light, gentle, funny side of things. This will actually allow you to enjoy everything, the whole season, the other things that you watch even more. At one point in my life, horror was my favorite genre, okay? It was like actually my comfort zone. It was like I was soothed by the darkness, and there's a reason for this, which I'll get into at another time. But now it's very quite the opposite. And I still love horror. I enjoy the dark side of life. I really do. But here's how I know that we are so much more impacted by the things that we watch than we realize. I mean, believe me, I know how it feels. Well, I just want to watch it. It feels so good. Just want to put on the horror movie and cozy up, And by the way, we don't watch horror to feel scared. We actually watch it to feel safe, to be reminded that we're actually safe. Interesting concept to ponder. The reason that I know that we become the things that we watch more so than we even realize, okay, is because I meditate on a regular basis. And when I meditate, I'm becoming very, very still. I'm letting myself sink all the way to the bottom and allowing everything to surface. And that's what happens. Those dark patterns, horror movies, first of all, there's always somebody like chasing someone, or there's always a situation where, like, no matter how hard you try to get out, no matter what you do, you're trapped. You can't escape. You're destined for doom, that sort of thing. That's a reflection. Those creations of movies are a reflection of our psyche. It's a reflection of our ego, of the part of us that says, you're never going to be good enough. You're unworthy. You can't do it. You can't ever change. And then, of course, when we're in these habitual neurological, neural pathway patterns, and we try to change, and then, like, we fall back into the old habits because it's too intense for us. It's the unknown is too scary, all these sort of things, right? So these horror movies are a reflection of really what we are. That's why it's so important to focus on the side that's going to say, you can absolutely do it. You can change. There's nothing you can't do. You're the creator. You're infinite, because you are. It's just about overcoming those couple of hurdles, those neural pathways that we need to overcome by making the change and believing in the change. That's why, no matter if it's spooky season or if it's the 4th of July, no matter what time of the year it is, it's important to actually keep that kind of ratio. 60 to 70% positive, whole, full, expanded, liberated. Horror movies are not liberated. If you want to be spiritually liberated in your heart, if you want to be sexually liberated, that's not going to do it for you either. The upside is going to liberate you. It's going to allow you to really enjoy. It's going to allow you to be a bad bitch. This isn't. When I'm meditating, I'm able to see, almost like reading a book, almost like looking at a picture. My eyes are closed. I'm deeply calm, so I can read the energy. It's really just about that deep inner knowing, the feeling of the energy. The feeling becomes a picture of what I'm operating off of. And if I'm spending more time operating on the doom and the horror, I notice, I'm like, oh, I'm operating on this paradigm right now. That's why I'm not able to kind of move forward and progress as quickly as I would like to, because I'm not allowing myself, to advance by continuing to indulge in this darkness because of my own personal fears of the unknown. So, if we want to make change, we seriously have to kind of track our mind. I'll go ahead and use the term stalk, in honor of the horror. We have to stalk our own mind and really, like, take inventory multiple times a day. What thoughts am I thinking? How am I feeling? What am I believing about myself? How much am I distracting myself right now from what it is that my heart and soul desires to be doing? Okay, and the last thing I want to touch on about this dream is the power of intention. The intention was, I am not going to soil this earth. I don't care if I'm the last person. I'm not going to throw my trash. And so this is the power of intention. And there's I could do a whole video, and I will do a whole video about the power of intention, because when we set an intention, because everything is intrinsically connected and one, we set an intention in the morning, the people we meet throughout the day, the roads that we take, the things that we happen, what we encounter, opportunities that appear out of nowhere, are a reflection of that intention that you set. If you stay in the frequency of that intention throughout the day, you've changed your whole life. That's why intention is so important. And by not just allowing yourself to throw the trash without even thinking about it, you don't have to be like, here, take that, earth, you don't have to even do that. But if you just say whatever and let it go, your intention is, I don't give a shit, and that's going to be what you attract. If you want to really change your life and get the best out of it, you have to start respecting yourself by how you treat yourself, what you allow yourself to eat, watch, read, hang around, ingest. And you have to be able to, once you harness that, once you get that, you're going to treat the earth and all others in that same level of respect. And life becomes so delicious when you're in tune with your sensuality and your sweetness and your gentleness and your softness and your compassion, and you're able to openly express that with the earth, with animals. I walk through the forest and I say hi to the birds and I feel my connection with them. I speak to the plants, I touch the plants, I talk to the forest, and I openly express my innocence. And on the flip side of the same coin, to be able to be someone who has high self-esteem, who's confident in the choices that they make and the things that they say, and to be able to set healthy boundaries and be stern and firm when needed. If you have both of these balanced, you're unstoppable, baby. You're magnetic. Refining your relationship with yourself, with the planet, with all others, getting the best out of life. I love my relationship with myself. I love the relationship that I'm continuing to develop with myself, allowing more of who I am to be seen, to shine through, to just be myself. There's nothing that feels better than confidence, than having high self-esteem, than being able to be sweet and delicate and gentle and soft, and also firm and stern and confident.